Let's check new flat trigger for Tanfoglio pistols from Eemann Tech. I show you how to install, what's included in the package, benefits and advantages of this product. So what we have, flat single action, double action trigger. We have in black, silver and bronze colors. But at first what we can find inside of the blister. So the flat trigger, this is really flat, but you can use it in double action pistols. It's also included the competition trigger spring, trigger pin, new one, and hex key. Let's see how easy to install it on the pistol. We take all parts here. First we are checking the gun and need disassembly, remove the slide. We are removing slide stop, taking off slide. It's a little bit oil here. This is pistol from the customer. So to remove trigger, we need to remove trigger with trigger bar, but we need also to remove ejector. So first what we need to do, this sear spring, you put it here and push on the safety from another side with rubber hammer a little bit. Now you see it's coming out. Just hold by your finger ejector and remove the safety and gently remove the ejector. So now you see what we can disconnector from the trigger and remove it. But before we need to remove the trigger pin. We need some punch, at least 2 millimeters. So you need to use some bench block to remove the pin. Very gently. So trigger pin is here. Now if you remove punch, the trigger spring jump and run away. So turn around the frame and remove. So this is the trigger spring and this is the hammer pin, retaining pin. So now we are removing disconnector and you can take trigger with trigger bar. So in the package you have the same trigger pin like this, but only new one. If you have old one, it's shaking, don't hold correct, you can replace with new one. To remove the trigger pin from trigger bar, disconnect, you make the same procedure. This is the trigger pin. And voila, trigger bar and trigger. So flat trigger have the same adjustment screw like original. So you also can adjust the free walk after travel. All triggers have installed trigger screw. It's installed with freed lock with glue, so you don't need to use it here already. We did it on the manufacturing So now we just install everything in the reverse. This pin is like coiled, so it's not just insert. At first you need to install it a little bit in the trigger. Oh, you see, this is too much. Just return. Now it's okay. So all what you need to align trigger pin with hole in the trigger bar, and check what it's installed correct. Now it's very nice. So next step, we are inserting trigger bar. And checking what you can align the holes of the trigger pin and the hole in the trigger. Now we are inserting trigger pin, so you can align here and you hold by finger the trigger in correct position. Now you see it's in the left part of the trigger. Now we need to install the trigger spring. For trigger spring we are using special tool. It's very easy to install. You insert the trigger spring to the tool, the longest part of the spring on the top and the short in the bottom. Trigger, I recommend you to move fully forward, so it will be much easier to install the trigger spring. The longest part connect the frame and short align under the trigger like this, and push on the tool. Push on the tool and just hold with the finger and gently try to install the pin. So in this position it's actually already installed. All what you need, just pull the tool, and now to help trigger pin return back. You see? All the same like original. Now we need to put back the hammer pin retaining pin. Sometimes it's falling down. Insert ejector. Insert and hold by your finger and insert safety. Now we need to return shear spring to the correct position. It's fixing your safety. Checking what everything is working correct. Hammer, safety. Single action and double action. So in single action you see when hammer is cocked, your trigger is really flat, like you're shooting in standard. Okay, assembly back. Oops. So this is the flat trigger for Tanfoglio. You can adjust a little bit the pre-travel screw. This is how it works. So it was installation of flat trigger for Tanfoglio pistols. subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook. See you on the range.